do not join the recession. Don't join the recession. And I want to give you 7 tips today to help you thrive and survive in any economy, recession, upturn, downturn, or whatever. Now it sounds a bit glib to say don't join the recession. A lot of people might get very angry with me for saying don't join the recession. They might say, well, what do you mean don't join the recession? I've lost my job, I've done this and that. You know, it's a very emotive subject. Look, we know that the world's economy are in turmoil. Even the mighty Germany, the German economy, the powerhouse of Europe, one of the biggest manufacturers in the world, is now suffering. It's on a downward trend. Germany is going into recession, and the EC Commissioner said that Germany's recession will drag the rest of Europe into recession in 2023. Its economy will contract by 0.6. And Germany has inflation. Germany has a lot of problems, power problems, relying on gas from Russia. All sorts of things are happening there. But of course, we know that the central banks have printed all this money over the last 14 years since the last crash. And we know that recessions come and go. In every decade, a recession will come and will go. The important thing is how you deal with it, okay? So what are you doing right now in your economy? Now, we know the world's economies are in trouble. We know there's lots of problems out there, but what are you doing in your economy? That's what I want to know. And I call it my economy. I write about it in my books, the economy. Take out the economy and put in the word you, and it's you. What are you doing in your economy? We can't control what goes on with the World Bank, the IMF, and the WEF, and you know this underbelly of people that control the world and all this stuff. We can't control it. You know, you can watch all the YouTube stuff about, you know, the people that are controlling the world and that sort of stuff. But yeah, that's fine. But what are you doing to control your economy, your actions? That's what I want to talk about today. Now, I want to work with a small group of people to help mentor them through this and help them, you know, literally thrive in a recession, because, you know, fortunes are made in recessions. There's no doubt. I write about it here as well. Fortunes are made in recessions. Believe me, even in depressions in the 1930s, fortunes were made. And I'll tell you why in a second. But look, today, what I want to give you are 7 quick tips, quick money tips to help you get through this. Now, tip 1 is cash flow. We all need cash flow, just like a business needs cash flow. It's like the lifeblood of any business. It's the blood running through your veins. You need that cash flow. Don't worry about your asset. Don't worry about your house price. Don't worry about negative equity in your house. Just make sure you've got the cash flow coming in to pay that mortgage. So you've got to do everything you can legally to get through this, whether it means part-time jobs, extra side hustles, changing your jobs, moving. You know, literally, this is what migrants do. They do everything possible to keep that cash flow coming in. They keep focused on the main thing. They'll get on a boat and a raft to get here, to get cash flow to help support their families back home. Now, just make sure you do that, right? That's the first tip. Second tip is to keep working. Now, this sounds a bit obvious, right? But as the late Zig Ziglar, you remember Zig Ziglar, you know, I'll see you at the top, Zig Ziglar. He's dead now, but he always said, you don't have to join the recession. I decided not to join the recession. Now again, that sounds a bit glib, but I tried this in 2008. I said, I'm not going to join the recession. I'm just going to keep going. Now, he was selling pots and pans in recessions in various, going back years and years. And he found that his colleagues were not working. They just said, well, you know, don't you know there's a recession on? You can't work, nobody's got any money. And he said, well, I didn't even know there was a recession on. He was out there working so hard, he'd forgotten that there was a recession on. And his sales have actually doubled in that period. Now, this is the same for, you know, I've mentioned migrants actually. Migrants just keep working in the recession. You know, they just keep going. They're not interested in what's going on in the news and the world. They're just out there working. And in fact, now, even in the recession in the UK, there's a staff shortage. There's loads of jobs out there. But, you know, companies need workers. And, you know, I read a funny article that a driver shortage will threaten the EU's economy. These are lorry drivers. You know, there's an opportunity for you. A few years ago, they were saying that you know, driverless vehicles will wipe drivers off the planet. You know, so where is Elon Musk when you need him? You know, now they need drivers. Believe it or not, there's opportunities out there for drivers in this recession. That's just one silly example, right? But there are lots of jobs out there, lots of opportunities for businesses, for small businesses to get started. You know, if you think of the book Think and Grow Rich, written in a depression, he talked about the opportunities that were out there for people who've got the right mindset. So, you know, keep working in a recession. Don't believe these people say, oh, nobody's got any money. People have got money. I've seen it in several recessions that I've lived through. People will there are always people out there that have still got money. There are always people who will survive in any recession. They keep their houses. They grow in a recession. Don't tell me that people haven't got any money. You know, look at the amount of luxury goods and yachts that have been sold. Yeah, there'll be a downturn. People will hold back a bit. But, you know, don't believe that nobody's got any money. There's billions and trillions of dollars, pounds and euros out there. Okay, number 3 is to manage your money. Again, I talk about this in my 2 books. Learn how to manage your money. It's a must. You must know what your budget is. You must know what's coming in, what's going out. That's just a basic must. And I put some free training up there. I always mention this, my free training to help you manage your money and manage it the smart way. So have a look at that. Number 4 is to look for opportunities. You know, there are so many opportunities in any market, but in a recession, there are actually more opportunities. You know, think of properties, for instance. In a market where properties are going up and up and up and it's all booming, you know, you can't get on that. You know, there's not enough deals out there. There aren't any deals. It's a seller's market. And, you know, everyone's scrambling to buy things and that sort of thing. So I've always found that in a downturn, there are more opportunities to buy cheap shares, to buy cheap properties. Now, I think the stock market is going into a downturn, so do watch out for that. And I want to help you through that. But don't. I'm saying that in a market where it's going up, yes, you can make money by buying shares on the upturn, of course. But in a recession, that's when the big opportunities come, and that's when people like Warren Buffett make money. You know, don't be fearful. Don't be fearful when everyone's scared, that sort of stuff. You know, when things are really going down, he's in there like a bird swooping down and picking up companies. He doesn't just buy shares, he buys whole companies. So look for opportunities, not just in property and assets and that sort of thing, but look for opportunities to start businesses, to make money in recession. Got to be the right kind of business, obviously. I wouldn't suggest that you go out and open up a retail shop in the high street at the moment, unless you've got some really special niche. But there are lots of opportunities. I mean, look at digital businesses. Digital training is booming all over the world, and people are making money. You know, look at how we've learned how to use Zoom in the last couple of years, right? And so that kind of stuff, online marketing, online training, online digital world is really booming. It's going up and up and up each year. Okay. Number 5 then is to get around the right people. This is a must. You've got to stay away from people that drag you down to almost to their level with negative talk all the time. Again, it's this thing about, you know, don't you know there's a recession? Don't you know nobody makes any money in this kind of world? You know, what's the point in working? Nobody's got any money. Get away from those people. You've got to stay around the right people. And the other thing is there, number 6 is to stay positive. I know it's difficult, and again, people might get angry with me. What do you mean stay positive? Don't you know that, you know, I'm in trouble here? People are using food banks, all those stories you hear. Yes, it's true, but you've got to, above that, you've got to rise above that. You know, keep your head while all of those are losing theirs, as Kipling said, Rudyard Kipling, right? You know, got to stay positive and realize that recessions come and go, and winters come and go. Winters pass, right? Summer, we've had a long summer the last few years, low interest rates, everything's happy, everything's rosy in the garden. We've had this long summer, but summer's passed, right? Now we're entering into a transition period, the autumn, and we're going to go into a winter. And it's going to be a bad winter for everybody. You know, not everybody, but most countries, I mean, are going into a winter. But you can get through this. You don't have to be in this situation. But remember that winter's pass. Winter's followed by spring and summer, depending on where you live in the world. But winters pass and they go. And nature then rebuilds. Nature then plants grow again. So farmers know this. Farmers know the seasons. As Jim Rohn used to say, the farmers and the seasons of life. You know, these things happen. You know, we have a great period, right? We've had a great period of low interest rates. It's been great for everybody. cheap borrowing, unlimited money there, but that has passed, right? So now we're into a different period, and but don't worry, this downturn period will pass as well. Okay, so try and stay positive. Recessions are inevitable. Governments have avoided recessions by pumping money into the economy and printing $30 trillion in the last 14 years, but that's going to go through a shake-up. And we need that in some ways. You do need winters. You can't. The world is going round in a certain way, and nature goes round in a certain way, and economies go round in a certain way. Recessions come and go every decade on average. So we're entering into. I've been talking about this for a long time. We're now in a recession. Even the EU admit we're in a recession. The Bank of England said the UK is going into the longest recession in history, but that will pass. So stay positive. And number 7, finally, is to get a mentor. And what I would say to you is getting a mentor, a coach, or joining a mastermind group, or just getting some training is the smartest thing you can do in any economy, let alone in a downturn. Now, of course, yes, it will cost money. It might cost a bit of money. Okay, there's a lot of free training out there, but yes, you can go on YouTube and get free training. But what you really need is accountability. You need to get around the people who can actually guide you through these things. And if you say things like, well, that's going to cost money, he's charging us money, that sort of thing, think about that in terms of your own mindset. If you think it's wrong to charge money, then maybe that's why you're not charging money for your services. Maybe that's why you think you haven't got the worth to charge the right amount of money or any money for the things you do. So do think about that. Yes, things cost money, but think of it as an investment. Training is an investment. I've invested tens of thousands of pounds into my training and development. But if you think about this, right, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. And if you always stay the same person as you are now, then things are not going to change for you. Everything will change if you change. If you will change, everything will change for you. And that's why it's important to get a mentor, get around the right people, to get around the people that are looking forward, not looking backwards. So that's what my 7th tip is. So I'll run through those quickly again. 1 is cash flow. 2 is to keep working. 3 is to learn how to manage your money. 4 is to look for opportunities. 5 is to get around the right people. 6 is to stay positive and realize that winter's past. And 7 is to get a mentor, get some training, get a coach. That's the smartest thing you can do. So look, I've got some opportunities open up in my calendar to work with a small group of people. I can only work with a small group of people at any one time. So I can work with them and mentor them for success, to transform their world, their economy, their economy. Okay. Now, if you'd like to work with me, click on the link below and book one of my free Wealth Accelerator discovery calls, and then maybe this call could change your life. But in the meantime, just remember, don't join the recession, and follow my 7 tips to help you thrive in any economy. Don't join the recession, hang in there, winters will pass. Thanks very much for listening, and bye for now.